All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Yes, it is Relationship 360. I'm standing for the young man who's supposed to be with Bryce Olivide. So it's all good. It's all good. I hope you guys are still with us. It's the 99.3 Nigeria Info. My name is Onyeka Valentine. Very quickly, Barrister, I haven't seen you in a while.
Good morning. Wow.
Okay.
Awesome.
How's it been?
Thanks for the motivation every morning.
Oh,
In fact, awesome. Celebrate the little victories.
Happiness, little victories.
Thank you very much.
No matter how small.
Thank you.
All right. What do we have today?
Well, let me first greet everyone. Good morning, everyone, and happy new month. Thanks so much for tuning in once again to Relationship 360. I really appreciate. Now, last week we talked about how a couple died due to the belief that they would be used to break the so-called family pattern or generational curse in their family. So the effect of this is that even though the marriage was very abusive, they remained together because they believe that there is a family pattern, that their father or their mother did not last long in marriage, their sister did not last long in marriage, so there's that pattern in their family, so my own must work. So they just intentionally remain in an abusive marriage and start breaking and praying to break generational curses. So now we know that for Christians, Ezekiel chapter 18 verse 2 to 4 clearly tells you there is no such thing as family pattern or generational curse. Again, it does not exist for Christians. The reason why some conditions repeats itself in some families is very simple and very uncomplicated. My mother didn't stay long with my father. My mother divorced. My brother separated. I'm the only one left in the marriage. This is simply because your mother or your grandmother or your father made a mistake in the selection of a spouse and did not teach their children their mistakes. So the children who they raised kept repeating their mistakes because you raised them to be like you. Ladies and gentlemen, have you taught your children the mistakes you made in life so they don't repeat your mistakes? Or you are still pretending to be smart, talking about how you always carried first in class, telling your children to follow your example, which means that they would also follow your mistakes, instead of teaching them to follow wisdom and knowledge. For example, I made a mistake thinking I can never work under anyone. When I finished from the university, I always said, no, I can't work under anyone. I must start my own business. I can run my business. But how can I run a business when I have not known how to run a business? When I have never learned, I never put myself under tutelage. This took 10 years of my life. And I tell my sons that, listen, you must serve, you must learn, you must work under someone first. You must first be a servant before you are a leader. You must learn how it is. You must earn an income. Then when you have saved, you can now go and start your business. Not this thing, no, I can't. And that is what is killing this generation. They are not willing to, the patience to learn a trade. They just, no, I can't work under anybody. That was the mistake I made, and I tell my son. So have you told your children the mistakes you've made so that they do not repeat? Then you will now say there is a family pattern, there is a generational curse. Secondly, about the Adaobi and Adiaya, that is those who traditionally, the first daughters, the first sons, and those also who are in families, those children that their families always insist on tradition in their marital choices, that you must marry from this particular village, you can't marry an outsider. I mentioned especially about the Adaobis and the Adiayas. There is also in the Yoruba tradition something, but it's not very sacrosanct as those in some other religions. However, even in the Yoruba, I remember my father and my mother. My father is from Ondo State, Akure North. a town called Iju. My mother is from Ijebu Ife. And at that time, they said Ondo State, Akure cannot marry Ijebu. And it became a problem that my father's mother decided that she will not come for the wedding because they don't marry each other. So they should marry someone also from Ondo State. And so it happens everywhere. And these are people bound by tradition. So one gentleman called in last week, and I was shocked when a person sits in his house and speaks for every family, every tribe, every village in the city, town, and village of Akwa Ibom, saying it doesn't happen. Thankfully, some women called in to inform us that it happened to them. In fact, 7 of them want to come and share their story on air. It is well. This is for your learning, not for your arguments. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm very tired. I'm very fatigued this morning. I'm really tired. I'm really struggling to speak. In fact, as I speak to you, I'm wearing braces on both my knees. My knees are in braces as I'm in the studio right now. Yesterday, as early as 8 a.m., I had to go for some therapy, and from there I went to Mowe Police Station for a serious case of domestic violence where a man traced his wife that left him, tracked her house, and went there to beat her up. And 2 days later, he came back again to beat her up and take the 3 children forcefully from her. And on taking the children home, that evening, the children ran away from Mowe. They are still unknown where they went to, and later we found them at Akute. Many thanks to the DPO of Mowe Police Station. From there, I went to Ikorodu, where a 13-year-old sent a message that her father was trying to sleep with her. Let me see if I can share that message with you. This was what I got, and there is nothing that annoys me more than child sexual abuse. That turns my head upside down. Listen to this.
Good evening, Nightmare Counselor. I want to tell you that my dad is trying to rape me. He attempted to do it the first time and the second time, and I'm not comfortable living with him again. And I want to live with you. So please, I need your help. Can you please help me call him that? I don't want to live with him, but I want to live with you, or else listen, pack my load and come to your house.
Listen again.
Good evening, Nightmare Counselor. I want to tell you that my dad is trying to rape me. He attempted to do it the first time and the second time, and I'm not comfortable living with him again. And I want to live with you. So please, I need your help.
So on getting this, we had to move into the matter of a father who lost his wife and has started trying on several occasions to rape the child. The last time he had pinned her down, it was his phone that rang that saved her life, and she ran. She told the principal of her school that she can't go home and all that. I was at Ikorodu Igbogo police station yesterday where the girl was brought from Adamo. The father refused to show until he was finally found around 9 p.m. And I got home almost to 11. So I was being very fatigued. I want to thank God that the Ikorodu Edide campaign is working. People are now beginning to speak up. And it's just, I'm very fatigued right now. So the reason I'm emphasizing that is that I may not sound very good this morning. Just bear with me. Now, today I want to continue on that tradition, especially that ugly part of tradition. You know, there are some beautiful parts of tradition, there are some ugly parts of tradition that people hold on to, which are supposed to have been destroyed or annihilated, utterly thrown away. But please listen to me, you will live long. I want to go on a brief break. Please bear with me.